Hi, I'm Alex Carroll here with Justin Mateo at South Pines, and we're going to show you how to play this course. Well, we're here at hole 1. It is 460 feet down to the right, just behind a tree. Path and beyond is OB, and it comes into play if you're trying to get aggressive and run a birdie. So we got hole 2 here, 324 feet down on the right. Path and beyond right is OB, definitely comes into play near the basket. And then there's a hazard sand trap in the middle of the fairway. Doesn't really come into play as long as you can throw past it. This hole definitely plays better for a sidearm than the backhand, so if you have that, that's what you're going to want to go with. Alright, so we're here on hole 3. It's 235 feet. We've got path and beyond right OB, and then there's a hillside that slopes towards the hole. It should be a pretty easy birdie hole, but you definitely want to land short of it. If you land long, you're probably going to skip and roll OB. Here on hole 4, it is 325 feet to the pin, slightly downhill. There's a sand trap that plays as hazard right before the basket, and it's a pretty sizable one. So you either want to lay up short by about 25 to 30 feet, take a putt over the sand trap, or play it deep and have a definitely comeback putt. Here on hole 5, we're on the first par 4 of the course. The hole distance is 690. You have about 440 to a fallen log in the middle, and that'll leave you 250 from there into the pin. Not too much danger other than path and beyond is OB. Welcome to hole 6. It is 295 feet to the pin. This hole plays a lot different than most other holes. As you can see, rather than being wide open, it's pretty wooded. So you're just going to have to pick a gap to hit through here. The basket is beyond the path, so just the path plays as OB. What we're going to be aiming for is just this straight gap through the trees and hopefully get through. On hole 7, it is 230 feet to the pin. Road and beyond is OB. There's a pretty wide open straight shot for a backhand or a sidearm if you choose to. We're here on hole 8. It is 530 feet, significantly downhill. We have path and beyond that is OB on the left side and then back behind the basket a ways. There's a couple sand trap bunkers also in the middle of the fairway that you'll want to avoid. And there's a pretty big drop off behind the basket too, so you're definitely going to want to lay up on your upshot. Here we are on hole 9. It is 350 feet uphill, plays much farther though. You have a path on the right side and plays path and beyond OB. It is very hard to reach underneath that tree without pushing that OB, so you can either choose to lay up in the center and pitch up to it, or go for it and risk the OB. Welcome to hole 10. It is 357 feet. We have path and beyond on the right OB. We also have a line on the left that plays OB, although it shouldn't come into play on this pin. We currently have a tailwind, so it should be a relatively easy shot. You can either go back in turnover or a sidearm. Here on hole 11, it is 517 feet to the pin. You have out of bounds path and beyond on the right, and then you have a hazard bunker right in front of the pin. So you have to be careful on your upshot that you put it long enough to be safe. Here on hole 12, it is 230 feet to reach the pin. You have a backhand hyzer shot for the trees at it, but you risk the path and beyond OB, or you can throw a backhand turnover or a sidearm spike and it's pretty wide open. Okay, here on hole 13, it is 247 feet to the pin uphill. The path and beyond is OB. Sidearm definitely plays better out of this gap.
And then the basket.
Here we are on hole 14. It is 405 feet to the pin, quite a ways uphill. You have plenty of room out wide to play it safe if you want, and then pitch up to the pin and take your par. Or if you want to get aggressive, you can take an inside line to it. Hole 15 is 350 feet. Path and beyond on the left is OB, and the pin is tucked near the path in a group of trees on the left. It is best to play a wide backhand that skips in towards it, but slows down before the OB. Hole 16 is 335 feet, and we have path and beyond on the right is OB. Here on hole 17, it is 362 feet to get to the basket. Path and beyond on the right doesn't really come into play, but there is a bunker short in the fairway about 250 feet off the tee, and that plays as hazard, so you want to make sure you get over that. Here on hole 18, it is the second par 4 and the final hole of the round. You have Path and Beyond OB on the right, and then you have 2 bunkers in the middle that are about 300 feet off the tee. You also have, once again, to the woods, there's a path that plays as a river. There we go. I'm done. Path and Beyond on the right doesn't really come into play.